All right, everybody, welcome to Tiger Talk here, Week 2 edition. We are live at Melvyn's Restaurant as we are every Wednesday night, 6:30. You need to come join us. We've got a great crowd tonight as we discuss that Week 1 win over the Evangel Eagles. Tigers came out with a 42-24 win over Evangel, going on the road to Shreveport. And as always, I'm Stewart Shelby, joined by Neville head football coach Mike Collins. And Coach, thanks for joining us again, and congrats on the win, man. It was a great way to your first win as the head coach at Neville High School.
Well, thanks, Stewart. And, I'll tell you what, our kids really played hard, and we overcame adversity in the game, and I think that was the most important thing about the ball game is, as it started, it didn't start exactly how we'd want it to start, but our kids battled through it, and just like we talk about every day, want to make sure that, game is the game is peaks and valleys, and who can withstand, the valleys and who can get to the peak again, and that's what we wanted to make sure we could do, and obviously we were able to do that in this ball game.
Evangel came in with a highly touted offense, Pop Houston, Peyton Houston, the sophomore kind of transfer from Calvary, and we'll get to Calvary here in a couple of minutes. But the transfer came in, and I was impressed. We were walking in the booth, and you had some high praise for the young man. He came out quick with a nice little run and throw, and hit a guy on the run, and Evangel got off to a really fast start, going up 7-0. But he impressed us from the get-go.
Well, they did, and that was the thing about him that was more impressive than anything else is his ability to be able to throw the ball on the run. And we had him running, and it was like we talked about last week before the ball game. The longer that guy can run around back there, the less eyes get on your receiver, and that's really what happened. And should have had a middle of the field player, and we didn't have one. And obviously the corners are playing for hopefully there's a guy in the middle of the field like there should be. And we didn't have that because he got his eyes caught up doing something else. And there you go. I mean, all of a sudden, bam, bam, and they score. And his ability to be able to throw the ball on the run was pretty spectacular and about as good as I've ever seen.
Well, it was a great test, especially for your secondary and front seven. I know we're going to be talking to Brody Whatley here later on, and you look around and they ran defensive linemen. I know you've got a couple of those little devices on a few of them. I don't know if Brody had one on how much he ran, but I bet it was close to a mile or something.
Oh, it was it was way more than a mile. It was way more than a mile. For instance, the good thing about those catapults is it kind of gives us an idea about, as we gauge it all week long, how far our DBs run, how far our wideouts run, how much our defensive linemen run, what is their sprint outtake. We can measure multiple things with that thing and with those devices. And the one good thing that that we're able to recognize from it is what is your top speed during the game, how fast are you going, does it correlate to your practice, how fast are you going in practice, and we have several guys in the 21-mile-an-hour club, or the 20-mile-an-hour club is what we call it. We got a big speed limit sign that says 20 mile an hour, and so we're in that 20-mile-an-hour club, and we got a bunch of guys in it, and very excited about those guys being in it, and just kind of gives us an idea about really how fast our guys are playing.
Yeah, technology is something, and being able to integrate that with those catapult devices just gives you that extra edge at least on how to see what your guys are doing. Like you mentioned, between practice and game speed and the difference between the two. So definitely interesting data coming for that. So let's get to some of the highlights from last Friday night. The Tigers traveled over to Rodney Duron Field to take on the Evangel Eagles and their head football coach and headmaster, Pastor Duron, and the Evangel Eagles.
Yeah.
So they come up. We mentioned that opening drive that Evangel comes out. They choose to get the ball. They take a strike for a long touchdown pass to go up 7-0, and then you guys get the football back, scoring your first drive, and here's that touchdown from Parker Robinson here to Caleb Vaughn.
Well, I think the one thing that we, been talking about is ways to be able to get Kaleb the ball. And, with our defense, actually knowing who he is, what he can do, and, how we play defense, it kind of limits what he's able to do against us. Now, whereas we're trying to find ways to get him the ball against other football teams. And, we ran a little inside fade right there with him. And, they were one-on-one with one of their safeties, and he's not covering him. I don't care anytime. So, but Kaleb did a nice job, nice catch, nice throw by Parker over the top of it. And, like we say, we're trying to get the ball to the guys that can make the plays, and Kaleb is definitely one of them.
Definitely. We'll talk to Kaleb later on here in the show as him and Brody Whatley will join us as the player representatives here on Tiger Talk. Before we get to this second deal, this first quarter is brought to you by our friends at H. Michaels Sports. We appreciate H. Michaels for their sponsorship of Tiger Talk, as well as everybody else here, Melvyn's Restaurant. We'll talk to everybody else as we roll through there. But H. Michaels right there on 18th Street. Go see Holly and Eric and Bougie and the gang and get anything you need. They'll get you fixed up.
That's
right. A lot of Neville gear in there, too, that they'll definitely make sure you got an N or a Tiger on you. Okay. Second highlight we got, it was a good tackle here by Robert Graves on 2nd and long. They finally contain Pop Houston, or actually not.
He dumped it out of there.
Right there. That's right.
And Robert did a good job of staying where he's supposed to and staying in his zone and letting the guys come to him. And, obviously we don't want that guy to get out and scramble, but we had a certain way we wanted him to scramble if he had to scramble. And that would be for him to have to scramble to his left. And so we wanted to pressure him in his face where he had to go left as much as we could. And, and obviously we were able to do that and do a better job of it in the second half. With our containment from the other side. That was the thing that kept getting us because, the way our D linemen are taught, that guy gives us a high set. We're letting our guys rush inside, and that's not a very good thing against him, So we had to make a couple of adjustments on that, and our players did a good job of making those adjustments.
Evangel, on that drive, did go down and score. They popped a 4th down play to go up 14-7. Yeah. And then they kick back off to the Tigers. And here's a nice return by Jamarian Roberson.
Yeah, he's our special teams player of the week. Obviously Caleb's on the other side, so they were going to do everything they could do to kick the ball away from him just because he's returned about 7-8 touchdowns over the course of his last couple of years. And we look for him to be able to get a couple more of those. I don't imagine anybody's going to really want to kick the ball to him, but
as a complimentary guy, if you got number 4 back there too to go along with number 1, you give him no option.
That's the big part of it. And again, our special teams were much improved from the Jamboree to Evangel, all the way around the board. Not just our kickoff return team, but our punt team, our kickoff team was very much improved. And and then we talked about that again. I think the thing that's important there is the fact that the improvement from game 1 to game 2 is tremendous in every ball game for every team. So I think for that we did do that, and that was another positive that we had for the ball game.
Well, another positive. You traded scores. We're going to show you how you scored that second touchdown here. It started with a big run from Jalen Nichols right here.
Well, again, Jalen did a really good job in the ball game, and he hit 21.9 miles an hour right there on that run. Again, we were able to record it, and when it happens in the game, and that's the things he can do. I mean, he's as good a back as there is in the country, and we just got to keep him healthy and keep him on task, and he'll be fine. I mean, he's really talented, and a lot like he was when he was a sophomore. Stayed beat up last year a little bit, and hopefully we can keep him healthy and keep him going.
He set up that score with the run. He punches it in from the 1-yard line, and then you kick off. And you talked about your special teams. Here's another coverage play by Jacoby Collins.
Yeah, it was, and again, that's one of the things that we wanted to make sure we improved in, and that was the fact that, hey, our special teams have got to get better than they were in the Ruston Jamboree, and we did. And there's a fine example of it right there. Their starting field position was the minus 19-yard line. So again, that's hidden yards in the game. People don't really realize that, but that's a huge thing for them to have to start and drive 80-plus yards every time they have to, got the football.
Well, with that, it's the first time Evangel punts in the football game. You get the football back, and then here's a nice catch from Trendon Dumas, who's had a couple of big catches for you early on in this season.
Well, this one here was really, really pretty special because the safety actually, it just kind of goes up between the corner and the safety and, is able to make a big play there. And, that's a fantastic catch. And, he had a couple more in the ball game as well, over the shoulder and dropped it in there and nicely thrown ball by Parker again. And so –
between that back end for Evangel and dropped it in there.
And that kid's supposedly been offered by Arkansas already, and he's just a sophomore. So, he's got some talent, but we were able to drop it in there and catch it.
Well, a nice throw, nice catch there. Couldn't finish off that drive, had to punt it back to Evangel, but your defense forces a 3-and-out. It's the end of the first quarter. Everything's tied at 14-all, and you've kind of weathered that first punch from a potent offense, and in game one, guys, it's like maybe not the cobwebs, but trying to get that first quarter.
I don't know what you call it, but it wasn't real fun at that point in time.
It was real fun for us. Me and Robert were having a great time.
Yeah, I'm sure y'all were.
This was about to be a track meet. It was, because that's what you like as a
spectator. Yeah,
that's
well.
Right. I'm talking about you. You're not a spectator. No, that's not what you wanted?
No.
Okay, all right. So we crank it up, and then here's another nice run by Nichols for 17 yards to set up a first and goal play for you.
Right. And, you can just tell our O-line did – man, look, they did a fantastic job in the ball game. There's many times in this ball game that we just have a wave knocking their defensive line back, and Coach Hunt's done a fantastic job with those young men, and Jalen has all the talent in the world, but he just stays right in there behind them, and they just root him out, and we really did a good job, I thought, offensive line wise, of just grinding those guys out and staying on the doubles and just kind of knocking them back into the linebackers. And of course, he just ran extremely hard in the ball game, so that really made it nice.
He had to come out. I believe he lost his helmet.
He did.
T.J. Lemons comes in, pops it in.
He gets the score.
He gets the score. It makes it 21-14. Yeah. Tigers. And back to the defensive side of the ball. And Bryson Robinson, you had a couple of new faces, or not really new faces, but some different faces in the background.
We did. And, the thing about it is we talk about this all the time, next man up. And certainly that's what happened. Our free safety got hurt in the ball game, and so Max Carter has to come in, and then Robert gets dinged up, and so he has to come out. So then Stephen Hanlon goes in. So we got 3 new safeties in the ball game that really have not played a whole ton of football for us on the varsity level. Stephen Hanlon and Max Carter and Bryson Robinson.
Yep.
And, of course, all went in the ball game, really did a good job. And, that's kind of what our motto is. Next man up, and you never know when it's your last play. And that you got to prepare yourself like you're going to be the starter every day. And if you don't, then you go in the ball game and you can't handle the situation.
That pass was broken up. It forced Evangel to attempt a field goal. They hit it, and it's now 21-17 in favor of Neville. And then you get the football back, and here's that nice over-the-shoulder catch from Trendon Dumas. Beautiful ball thrown by Parker, and it just dropped right into the breadbasket of Trendon.
Well, it's pretty special throw and really tremendous catch on Trendon's part. And, I think the one thing that, you can look back on in the fact that how we threw the deep ball and how well we threw the deep ball. And anytime you can do that against a defense, it doesn't matter. Anytime you can do that against a defense, you put them on their heels. And I think that's what's important about what we're doing offensively is we're being aggressive offensively. Therefore, it opens up everything else and, makes them think twice about, hey, what are they going to do? How are they going to do it? What's next for them? But, we want to be aggressive with it, and that's the way we're going to play.
You trade punts there towards the end of the first half, and then Evangel fails on a fourth down play, trying to close out the half. You kneel it out. Tigers go into halftime with a 28-17 lead, and you had to have been happy with, especially your offensive output and the way your defense adjusted, especially in the second quarter.
Well, I think that was critical for us just because, we settled down defensively. We made some adjustments. We made more adjustments at halftime. We had to get some things cleaned up, and I think that's, it was pretty evident by only giving up 7 in the second half. And really, the 7 in the second half was because of a couple of things that took place, and we really should have not ever given up a point in the second half, to be honest with you. But offensively, we just kept doing what we were doing. We kept running the football. And, anytime you can control the clock and control the running game, I think you got a huge chance of winning a ball game, and that's what we did. We went in there in the second half, and we just controlled the line of scrimmage. We controlled the clock, and we ran the football, and we threw it when we wanted to throw it and didn't have to throw it, and I think that's important as well.
You get the ball to start the second half. Evangel chose to get the ball first in the first half, and then you take it right down, and then on 4th and 5, there's a big play from Parker to doom us again.
Well, this is ability of Parker to escape compared to against the Ruston game, where he didn't have a chance, and in this one right here, he makes a nice throw. Dumas continues to work. He gets himself open.
I noticed that a lot.
Yeah,
that with Parker moving around, trying to keep the play alive, your receivers coming back to the football.
Well, they did,
and they did.
They keep it alive, and that's that's a tribute to what Andy's done with them, and his ability to be able to get those receivers to understand what we're trying to do and how to do it, and done a fantastic job with those guys, and there you go. Parker scrambles, Trendon keeps working, keeps it alive, and we get a big play. It's a huge play. Keep
the drive alive, and then it's capped off by a 4-yard touchdown run. Jalen Nichols again on this one.
Right, and again, we're just if you just take it back and you could rewind that, you could see where, hey, here we go. We're just like a big wave right there, knocking them off the football, and I think that's important.
Yeah, you started to really impose. That's one of the cliches, imposing your will, but it was true in the second half. You could see that tide start to turn. You go up 35-17. Evangel does come back, and their first drive, they score early in the half. That will be the last points they score. It's 35-24 at that point. You go for it again on 4th down. Evangel stops you, but into the third quarter, it's 35-24, and then you pick up Brody Whatley, one of the other young men that will join us here early, comes in here and finally gets Bob Houston.
Well, I think the thing is Brody obviously has tremendous speed and ability to be able to rush the passer, and that guy, you had to rush him different from everybody else we've ever played just because of how he was and how athletic he was and how strong his lower body is, and he was a lot harder to tackle. And so as we made the game adjustments, we began to close in on him and keep him hemmed up, and I think that made a difference in the ball game.
First half, it seemed like he had soaked his jersey in Vaseline or something because he was slippery. Couldn't get a hold of him. Yeah. Brody got him right there. Okay, special teams again, Jamarian Roberson with a 42-yard punt return here in the 4th.
Right. Well, this is TJ Lemons right here. TJ's our punt returner.
It is TJ.
Yeah, it is TJ, and TJ's done a really, really good job on the punt returning for us, and he's obviously he's our small in stature, but he got a tremendous heart, and he really, really is hard to bring down,
Yeah.
and hard to get your hands on. But he did a good job there. Our return unit did exactly what we'd like for him to do, and harass those guys all the way down the field. And I think that's important that we recognize them for their effort right there, and giving TJ a chance to spring that thing, and it flipped the field really, and we needed it at that point in time.
Definitely did. You go down. That leads to a nice play here from Nichols. Big push on this O-line. This is what you like to see, especially late in games, is helping the whole team. You got everybody moving. That ends up a 13-yard gain.
Yeah, which was going to be about a 3-yard gain. And, those guys just got in there and, it looked like a rugby scrum, and got in there and just made their way. And, again, it's just – that's important parts of the ball game, especially at that point in the game. We're trying to, we ain't milking it, but we're trying to use what we have worked on. Yeah. Basically, 4-minute offense, and we're trying to shorten the game. We're trying to run the clock. We don't want Pop to have any more chances than what he needs to have, and our offense, did a really, really nice job of that.
All right, well, that led to another Jalen Nichols touchdown. It's 42-24 Neville, and then here comes Evangel trying to come back, and this is the fumble as I think Vincent and
Connor
and Max Carter.
Well, Max is on the tackle, and Connor hits him, and again, it's just one of those things where you can look at it, and Brody has a great rush right there. In just the guy's strong enough to run through it, just because he has to go and try to lay out for him, and normally he's going to knock a guy down. But, again, that guy right there has tremendous athletic ability, and he's really, really strong, again, in his lower body. And it made it hard, very, very difficult. And but, again, that's what we do on defense. You run into the football. If you're running the football, you got a chance. And then, then anything can happen. So as long as we're around it, we got a chance to get it.
Well, appropriately in a 42-24 game against Evangel, where we've thrown it around the lot and ran it a lot score. And we're going to end the highlight package with a punt from Vincent here, a nice 44-yard one. Yeah. And it was another great special teams play. They down this inside the 3, which that's going to do it.
I mean, you make them go 97 yards then, and you kind of sealed the game for us. And, at that point in time, you couldn't have been better. Couldn't have been better to be able to get the ball down on the 3-yard line and have them try to go 97. And defensively you could do a lot more things then, and we were able to do that. And I think it was about a 3-and-out right there, and so it kind of winded that whole thing down.
Well, 42-24 is your final. The Tigers are 1-0. Coach Collins gets his first victory as the Neville Tiger head coach, and it was a good night over in Shreveport, and we're going back to Shreveport this Friday night. We'll tell you about those changes as Calvary awaits the Tigers, not Southside. We'll tell you more about that coming up in our final segment, but it's time for a break. We had a lot of highlights. We went over a little bit here in the first quarter. When we come back, we'll talk to Neville assistant coach John Kade Lawrence, so stay tuned for that. And stay with us right here on Tiger Talk Live from Melvin's Restaurant.
You were an entrepreneur before you knew what an entrepreneur was. The boss of every stuffed animal in the toy box. The kid who had strategy and passion from day one. You ran a lemonade stand that actually turned a profit. Every day, Origin helps people like you who've always had the vision to see the full potential of any idea and make it happen. Connecting people to their dreams is our passion. Every great relationship has an origin story. Start yours today.
I'm Dr. Scott Shelby with Family Solutions. When you hear the words Family Solutions, you may not know that we're a comprehensive, strength-based counseling and psychiatric clinic. Family Solutions provides psychiatric care, individual and couples therapy, child and adolescent counseling, psychological testing, medication management. We also provide occupational therapy, physical therapy, speech therapy, and ABA therapy in one convenient location. For more information on how we can help your family today, visit FamilySolutionsCounseling.org.
Lily Joyce, Neville Class of 2024. I drive a Nissan Rogue from Sparks. Go Tigers.
Vincent Ware, Class of 2000, Sparks Nissan and Kia Sales, Maxima Driver. Go Tigers.
Kenya Dawson Bennett, Neville High School, class of 1993. I'm a proud Nissan Murano owner from Sparks Nissan. Go Tigers!
Our team knows the winning combination is always Neville Nation and Sparks Nissan Kia. Join the team today. Remember, hot deals start with Sparks.
Do you suffer from frequent back or neck pain? Were you in an accident and can't get rid of those constant aches? Maybe you're someone who deals with chronic migraines and tension headaches. It might be time to see how Martinez Chiropractic can help you. The goal of Martinez Chiropractic is to reduce or eliminate pain in just a few sessions using the latest in chiropractic technology. Don't suffer in pain another day. Call Martinez Chiropractic today at 318-654-4310 or see them in person, 1828 Tower Drive in Monroe.
For 20 years, I've treated the local community as well as young to professional athletes, keeping them healthy and on the field. If you've ever thought about seeing a chiropractor or had neck pain, low back pain, or headaches, call Shell Chiropractic. See if me and my team can help you.
In today's real estate market, you need an experienced team to navigate your buying and selling decisions. I'm Misty Hodge with Keller Williams Realty. Let my group use their combined 45 years. We know purchasing or selling a home can be a stressful experience, but not when you choose the Misty Hodge Group. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, give us a call. 318-348-5945 or go to mistyhodge.com. That's MISTIHAJJ.com. We support this community and go Tigers.
Welcome to the Carpenter Health Network, where we can provide you with all your home health needs, promoting independent and healthy living at home with Stat Home Health.
Where advanced illness management is our specialty. Let us help you recover from your injuries, illnesses, and surgeries with our dedicated team of healthcare professionals.
Where we strive to make every day a good day at St. Joseph Hospice.
When it comes to quality care, it's always a touchdown with the Carpenter Health Network. We
are the network.
St. Francis Health, official healthcare partner of the Neville Tigers.
And we welcome you back into Tiger Talk as we've reached our second quarter of the program. The second quarter of Tiger Talk is brought to you by our good friends at Shell Chiropractic, Dr. Gigi Grant, Brad Boudreaux, and the rest of their crew. And they'll take care of you. If you had any been injured or just need some routine maintenance, go by and see Gigi and the crew over there on Highway 165 South in Monroe. All right, we welcome in John Kade Lawrence. I didn't call you Hagan like I did last year.
And, already off to a better start.
We're doing good, and we welcome you into Tiger Talk. Tigers linebackers and assistant strength coach. So everybody, come on, let's go, everybody. Yeah, there we go. All right.
Thank you.
Well, no enthusiasm in the back. Stop talking amongst yourselves and listen to us.
Oh, Lord.
All right, we got things to say. All right. But we welcome you back in. And man,
thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Last time we talked to you, you came in with the Tigers. This was John Kade was on the 14 and 15 state championship teams as a player. Comes in as a coach, and we were coaching with the freshmen, helping out in the weight room, still helping out in the weight room. Coach Collins moves to head coach. He was over linebackers and the defensive coordinator, and now you just walk in to be linebackers coach.
Yeah,
right?
It definitely wasn't just walk in. I spent a lot of time in the office with Coach Collins over the last 2 years, so just building that relationship with him, figuring out what he wants. I feel like he felt like I was the guy for the job, so linebacker coach this year.
Well, he's doing a great job. The linebacker play has been good to this point, so we'll stay.
Getting better. I don't know about good, but getting better.
Getting better. Well, that's good.
Better each week.
You're learning a lot from Coach Collins. Not just,
absolutely.
right there. But it's going Going good. And talk about that transition from maybe out of, freshman ball. You've been in the weight room back into the varsity side.
Sure.
Of
I
things.
tell people all the time during the off season, I'm a strength and conditioning guy, but when football season rolls around, it's time to go. I really love doing both sides of it. I think it helps you build a complete athlete when you see the football production side of it versus what you got to put together in the weight room, starting all the way back in January, working all the way through the summertime and then fall camp to be ready for competition. I mean, it's a complete turnover that you have to do every single year to get these guys ready. Coach Eric Herndon does an absolutely fantastic job. I know we talked to him last week on the Tiger Talk, so I had to shout my boy out right there. He does a really good job. He's best in the state, one of the best in the country at turning young boys into young men and athletes at the same time. So, love the transition going from the strength conditioning stuff into the football season. So, really enjoy that.
Talking about that transition, we talked a little bit about this with Coach Herndon. And it takes a team effort. I mean, you had a record number of guys. You're in the 30 for 30 club.
Absolutely.
Putting in the extra time or making that a priority to be there every day, not only for themselves, but it also says a lot about, being there for your teammates. And if you can do this as a collective group, it strengthens that bond internally.
Well, it tells you one thing is kids have buy-in, right? You don't see numbers like that if they don't believe what's going on within the program, whether that's a product of Coach Herndon, Coach Collins, or just a combination of everything. I mean, the kids are doing a great job buying into the program, and that's half the battle. I mean, if you don't have buy-in, if you don't believe in what you're doing, you're never going to be successful. Coach Collins comes in every day. Coach Herndon comes in every day, sets a standard. That standard's got to be met by everybody. So if you're not willing to do that, we don't want you.
It's not.
Yeah, that's exactly
Neville
right.
might not be the right place for you.
Exactly. You better find somewhere else to go.
Well, it's definitely showing on the field. You get your first win last week versus Evangel, and we talked about, a couple of different schedule this year, preparing for some different types of quarterbacks.
Right.
I mean, you had a dynamic quarterback. And then you go into this week, and we're talking about the switch. Obviously, our thoughts and prayers with everybody in South Louisiana right now dealing with Hurricane Francine, who's made landfall, and we want everybody to be safe. But due to that, you were preparing for Southside, which is kind of like a split back veer / wing T-ish type
Flex
offense. Flex bone.
Get downhill, run the ball.
And then you come up with the quarterback that Pop Houston left Calvary because of Abram Wardell, one of the top quarterbacks in the country, and then one of the top running backs, and Simon, a Texas commit, in the backfield. Another trip over to Shreveport and a completely different
Absolutely.
offense.
I had kids asking me this week, Coach, what are y'all going to do? I said, well, we're fixing to go to work because we got some work to do. We got film to break down. We got players to study. We got things to do. So, you don't realize it from a player's side how much goes into every single week. When you look at what actually goes into a game plan on a Friday night, there's a lot to it. So when you get that curveball on Tuesday, you got to hit the ground running, get after it, thinking that we're going to play flex bone, downhill, get after it style offense. And now we're going to spread the ball out a little bit more. We got playmakers on the edge. Just whirlwind of a week, but we're ready to go. We're excited for Friday night. So.
Well, I definitely do, and I see your beautiful wife's here. Let's talk about her. It's not an easy thing to be a coach's wife, especially at Neville High School.
No kidding. Like I was just saying, you have to have support all the way around. And the other guys, their wives do a great job too. So I'm so thankful for my beautiful wife over there who is expecting to have our baby here at West Monroe week. So perfect timing on that.
Timing right there.
But, so we're super excited, and I'm thankful to have her.
Well, and she's a good one. You picked well.
So, thank you. She's been around for this long. Hopefully she'll stick around a little bit more.
I know. Well, it's fun, to see guys, especially that have played with Neville. There's a lot of guys on the Neville staff that played football at Neville and have embraced the traditions and the everything else that comes with being a Neville alumnus, and then being able to bring that over into on the football field or any other field, but change.
Right.
We talked about the wing tee and everything else, but new types of defenses, new types of offenses, and now you got guys wearing monitors, catapults.
Oh yeah.
And things like that.
The catapult system's cool.
Yeah, I know you guys have kind of been toying with that for the past year, and
Yeah, Coach Collins mentioned about the top speeds from the games and stuff. I think the top speed measured in the NFL last year was a little bit over 23 miles an hour. So when you say 21.9, I mean, these guys are rolling. These dudes that we have can play football and they can run. The other cool things about the catapult is you can tailor practice towards what a game volume looks like. Let's say we sprinted 5,000 yards in the game. Well, we know over a 3-day period we need to get at least X amount of yards ran by these guys, so they're ready when it comes to Friday night. Not only that, you get measurements like player load, how hard they're working, number of impacts. If a guy's taking too many hits in a day, maybe we can pull him off, a little less contact, things like that. So there's all sorts of things that the catapults can do. They're super cool.
Well, look, John K., we appreciate you coming out here, getting a meal here with us at Melvin's.
Absolutely, delicious.
And all the hard work that you put in for these young men up at Neville High School. We appreciate you and look forward to a lot of success here in the future, not only in the the near future, but in the future.
Absolutely.
And,
excited to be here.
Yeah, good luck on your upcoming baby.
On the way.
Here.
On the way.
West Monroe, maybe make it Saturday.
Yeah, that'd be good.
After
the game.
You got it? Okay. All right, good deal. All right, well, thanks, John Kade, and we appreciate you joining us here on Tiger Talk. Time for another break. When we come back, we'll be joined by a couple of Tiger players. We got Brody Whatley and Kaleb Vaughn joining us in the third quarter here on Tiger Talk. We are live, as we are every Wednesday night, starting at 6:30 right here at Melvin's Restaurant. We'll be back after these messages. Stay with us.
Mama DeLuca's pizzas are custom made, fresh to order right in front of you. We offer 3 different sizes of pizzas, 9, 12, or 14. Mama DeLuca's pizza is prepared to your order. The pizza cooks in less than 3 minutes. We have 16 different toppings to choose from, 8 unique sauces to complete your pizza. In addition to pizzas, we offer to our customers boneless wings with your choice of a dipping sauce. Mama DeLuca's Pizza offers delicious garlic Parmesan breadstick, freshly made to order pasta rolls. We're Mama DeLuca's Pizza in the Subway on Lammy Lane, and we hope to see you soon.
Call David's Mobile Detail and Power Wash for all your detailing and power washing needs and soft washing capabilities, too. They detail cars, trucks, ATVs, UTVs, boats, and even planes. They offer commercial and residential hot water power washing on nearly all surfaces, including concrete, wood, and stucco. Give them a call, 547-3233, or visit them online at davidsmobiledetail.com or stop by 2501 Washington Street in Monroe. David's Mobile Detail and Wash, proud supporter of Neville Tiger football.
Whether you're dining in or grabbing to go, at Nukes, we love to share great food, to delight with new flavors, to celebrate every bite. Join us at Nukes Eatery.
Catherine Joyce, Neville High School class of 1998, Spars customer. Go Tigers!
Amaya Dawson, Neville High School class of 2019, owner of a Nissan Sentra from Sparks Nissan. Go Tigers!
Will Shelby, class of 97, Sparks GM, Titan driver. Go Tigers!
Our team knows the winning combination is always Neville Nation and Sparks Nissan Kia. Join the team today. Remember, hot deals start with Sparks.
Hard work and dedication on and off the field leads to success. There is no one that works harder on your case than Christian Creed and his team. And no one knows the insurance company's playbook like he does. Christian is a licensed investigator and former claims adjuster, giving him the edge. His experience makes him familiar with techniques and strategies used by the insurance companies. Call the right play with Creed and Creed at 387-5800. Remember, Creed and Creed is all you need.
For over 140 years, football has been America's favorite pastime. Jim Taylor Buick GMC understands the importance of keeping traditions alive. Cheers may change, mascots may change, rivalries may change, but one thing remains the same. The best seat at the game will always be the tailgate of a vehicle from Jim Taylor.
Come experience what we're all about at Jim Taylor Buick GMC in Monroe.
Yeah, so what happened out there tonight? We struck out at home with leftovers, then we remembered walk-ons.
What effect did the situation have?
Spirit soared. Nick took on a burger. Jen obliterated her ribeye po' boy. And speaking of spirits, Laura even scored a real tasty cocktail. She needed that.
Any lessons learned today?
Yeah. Head straight to walk-ons.
Scratch-made dishes, wall-to-wall TVs, craft beers, and cocktails. Walk-ons for the win.
Imagine a world filled with love, laughter, and happiness. At the Tarver Braddock Foundation, we believe in the power of kindness. Inspired by Tarver's joyful spirit, we spread smiles through random acts of kindness. Join us in making the world a brighter place. Visit TarverBraddockFoundation.org to learn more and make a difference today. The Tarver Braddock Foundation. Share a smile, spread the love, and thank you for your support.
Hey, Dallas Cowboys and Pro Bowler Cavante Turver here to tell y'all there's no better choice than Christian Creed for your car wreck or big truck case. Take it from a local guy. Don't call an out-of-town attorney. Go local and call Christian Creed at 387-5800.
All right, welcome back here into Tiger Talk, right here live from Melvin's Restaurant. Stewart Shelby, now Brody Whatley, Caleb Vaughn. Guys, welcome to Tiger Talk here in the third quarter.
Sir.
Yeah, good deal. So before we get into a little discussion with these two, I'd like to tell you about our third quarter sponsor, Walk-On's Bistro and Small Sliders over there in West Monroe. We appreciate their sponsorship here on Tiger Talk. Okay. So both of you guys had big games. We talked about both of you in the highlights. It's always good that you get to come talk when something fun happens. I mean, let's start with you, Kaleb. You going up against Evangel, you high-powered offense. You want to prove a little something, and then you make a heck of a catch to answer a score there early in this one.
Yes, sir.
Now, talk about that catch. I mean, you taking off, and then it looks like you had to pop it over the guy's head and then came down with it. I mean, it's not like it's not the first catch I've seen you make, because you've made plenty. But was that one of the better ones of your career?
Yes, I think so. The ball is kind of inside, so I had to tip it to myself. So.
Well, and you did.
Yes,
and the Tigers tie that one up right there. And then, Brody, we talked about you. You finally got you a sack in the fourth quarter.
Yes, sir.
I mean, and that quarterback ran all over the place. You just seemed like it was hard to get down. And when you play guys like that, it's got to be frustrating that you're doing your job. You're putting pressure on a lot of things. You just can't quite get him. What did it feel like when you finally chased him down?
Felt good. He was slippery. He was fast. I mean, he's hard to bring down. And chasing him all night, is finally good to get him down one time.
Well, I don't know. Did you have we mentioned, do you know how far you ran on?
I haven't asked Coach Herndon.
You haven't asked Coach Herndon yet? It seemed a lot.
Probably.
Because between you and Parker and the rest of the guys up front, it just seemed like there was constantly moving around. All right, Kaleb, I've lost count of how many times you've returned a kick or a punt for a touchdown. And you make a great catch like that early in this one, but what's more exciting to you, catching a pass and breaking one, or doing like a kick return or a punt return for a touchdown?
I'll probably say kickoff return, because I think it gets the team more hype, and I think it's more exciting than catching it.
Special teams touchdowns,
yes,
kind of a lot of times they can change momentum or anything which you have done over the past few years, and they didn't kick it to you.
Nah, they kicked it to me once, but I had a good return, but.
Well, that's right. That was probably a mistake when they kicked it to you, or maybe they thought you and four switched or something.
Yes, we actually did.
Well, I mean, switch sides and all that. Yeah, you try to disguise that as much as you can, but hopefully there's going to be more opportunities here in the future. All right, Brody. You've gone through 3 years here now in our senior year at Neville, and you've definitely got some future plans. I know that right now you're verbally committed to TCU.
Yes, sir.
And wanting to get that done maybe before the season to kind of put that at least on the back burner so you can focus on the Tigers this year?
Oh, for sure. It's the whole recruiting thing. It's stressful. I mean, it's a hard decision to make. You have so many different schools talking to you, just telling you the same thing. So to just get that done with, you got to just focus on the season and winning. It feels good.
Kaleb, future plans for you? Still undecided? What do we got going on?
I plan to go play college ball, undecided still, but I look forward to finding a home somewhere after the season.
Well, I think that there's going to be a couple of homes waiting. We'd be glad to have you walk through the front door. And it's going to, that top speed. We talked about this catapult. So now that y'all know, y'all can get this data right there. Is there like a competition? But let's talk to you. We'll go with the fast guys first. Because I know there's probably a competition on the D line because I've seen a couple of big man touchdowns here. But let's talk about you. Is there a ranking of who's got the fastest miles per hour or anything?
Yes, he actually has a list of I think the top, but I'm actually not number one. I don't know who's number one, but I've been telling them that I could hit 23 miles per hour, but I have a scene.
If you have a seam.
Yes, sir.
So, that's what you got to talk, especially on those kickoff returns. You got to get those guys to open you up a little window.
Yes,
and you can hit that extra burst right there. Yes, I'd like to say, what about you, Brody?
Well,
what was you topping out?
I'm in the 20 mile per hour club.
You are?
I got like 20.2 or something.
Oh, really?
So I got there. But, yeah, I don't really know the max I've ever gotten.
So, when you go up against these teams, I asked John Kay, but we had Evangel week 1. You're preparing defensively, and you got some guys, especially some guys in the skill positions that are good all over the field. And then you're expecting, you're preparing for Southside, and then all of a sudden hurricane comes. We got to kind of things change, and now we're going over to Calvary and facing another one of the top offenses in the state. Kind of what does that do from a player's perspective? Y'all just kind of grin and okay, whoever shows up on Friday, that's who we got?
I think that's how you have to look at it. I mean, you can prepare for whoever you're playing against, but there's going to be a ball put down. You just got to go.
Just got to go
compete. So
well, it'd be fun. Wardell and Simon are definitely playing in college next year, and might as well go out and make a name for yourselves right there. You get a few sacks and then run a couple of kicks back. I'm sure Coach Collins would like to see that. He'd take that type of performance, I'm sure. So, all right. Well, look, guys. Good luck. Not only this Friday night against Calvary, but also for the rest of the season and anything that comes after that. And we appreciate all the hard work that you've both given to this Neville Tiger program. So, round of applause for these two young men, Kade Vaughn, Brody Whatley, doing a good job representing the Tigers here on Tiger Talk. All right, one more segment. We'll talk about that change on Friday night. Tigers will travel to Shreveport for the second consecutive week to take on the Calvary Cavaliers. We'll talk about that and a whole lot more when we return here live from Melvin's. This is Tiger Talk on the Neville Tiger Network and Sunny 98.3.
Sleepy Hollow Furniture and the Falk family proudly support our Neville Tigers. Just like the wide variety of athletics and academics Neville excels in, Sleepy Hollow offers your premium mattresses and adjustable bases, every kind of home furniture, and just in time for your favorite season, quality in-stock patio furniture ready for the big game. Come shop your Neville Tiger family at Sleepy Hollow Furniture.
At Marion State Bank, we're not just a bank. We're your neighbors, your friends, and part of your community. With branches in Marion, Farmerville, Sterlington, Drew, and soon to be West Monroe, we're excited to be growing alongside you. Whether it's opening that first savings account, buying a home, or planning for the future, we're here to guide you every step of the way. Don't forget about MSB Mortgage in Monroe.
I'm Robert Lane.
And I'm Ben Jones with Marion State Bank.
And we live where you live.
Marion State Bank, member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
For 20 years, I've treated the local community as well as young to professional athletes, keeping them healthy and on the field. If you've ever thought about seeing a chiropractor or had neck pain, low back pain, or headaches, call Shell Chiropractic. See if me and my team can help you.
I'm Dr. Bud Boudreaux, and here at Shell Chiropractic, we offer non-invasive spinal decompression. If you or a loved one suffer from bulging herniated discs, spinal stenosis, or even sciatic symptoms, I encourage you to give our office a call here at Shell Chiropractic.
Welcome to the Carpenter Health Network, where we can provide you with all your home health needs. promoting independent and healthy living at home with Stat Home Health.
Where advanced illness management is our specialty. Let us help you recover from your injuries, illnesses, and surgeries with our dedicated team of healthcare professionals.
Where we strive to make every day a good day at St. Joseph Hospice.
When it comes to quality care, it's always a touchdown with the Carpenter Health Network. We
are the network.
At Jim Taylor Buick GMC, it's not about us, it's about you. We know getting the right ride can be tough, but that's what we're here for. That's why we are dedicated to finding you the right look, the right size, and the right feel, all at the right price.
At the end of the day, it doesn't matter who you root for. What unites us is stronger than what divides us. Come experience what we're all about at Jim Taylor Buick GMC in Monroe.
We know you. You were the kid in the garage taking everything apart just to see how it worked. The teenager who stayed up late brainstorming and put it all in a business plan. You knew how to build a great team and then lead it. Origin helps entrepreneurs like you every day, from the corner of the garage to the corner office. Connecting people to their dreams is our passion. Every great relationship has an origin story. Start yours today.
It's about tradition, value, and community. We're Creed and Creed, and we're proud to call Northeast Louisiana home. Catherine and I raised our family here, we worship here, and we serve here. It's an honor to support the community that has given us so much. Tradition, value, and community. That's Creed and Creed. If you've been injured in an accident, call Creed and Creed today. Proudly serving this great community for over 25 years.
And welcome back, everybody, as we've reached the last segment here in Tiger Talk. This segment is presented by our good friends at the Carpenter Health Network. That's St. Joseph Hospice and Stat Home Health. Thanks to that group for their support of Neville Tiger Athletics. And we welcome back in Neville head football coach Mike Collins. And Coach, it was an interesting week. You know, we come out of Shreveport, had a big win over Evangel, and a hurricane starts forming in the Gulf of Mexico, and then it formed, and now it was decision time yesterday on Tuesday, and unfortunately the decision was made by Southside they weren't going to be able to go to school, they weren't going to be able to practice, so it was the wise decision out of caution to unfortunately have to cancel the game, but same thing happened to Calvary.
Yeah.
And with Westgate down in New Iberia. Mm-hmm. So two teams are kind of close to each other. Both teams going there. So it opened up an opportunity. Kind of tell us how that all came about.
Well, you know, Monday morning I called Coach Curtis just to check and see what their plans were going to be and if they might be interested in coming in and playing at our place. And we just swapped the home games from one year to the next. And he said, well, Coach, let me check, and I'll let you know tomorrow. Just depends on, how everything goes. And, we'll see what our evacuation plans are going to be as far as where all our players and families are going to be. And I think that's where the biggest problem came in, that, once those people started evacuating, there was no way for him to, get them to come back, to be in touch, to come to our place. So in the meantime, Coach Goodwin had called me Monday afternoon. We're getting ready to go on the practice field, and he called me and said, hey, Westgate called us and canceled. And so then we began to hear that Lafayette schools were going to get out half a day on Tuesday and not have any extracurricular activity from then, not Wednesday and not Thursday. So bells went off, and but anyway, long story short, talked to Jess yesterday morning, and he's very apologetic. And I said, man, you don't have to be anything to apologize to us for, because you're the one that's fixing to get smoked in the middle of a hurricane. But anyway, long story short, we were able to work it out, and Calvary needed a game. We needed a game. We don't want to have an open date right now, obviously. We want to continue to get better and progress as the season goes, and I think that was, the biggest thing that we had, going on for us. I will say this, though. we do have our principal here tonight, Coach McCarty, and to his credit, you're talking about all the guys that we have on our staff that played in state championship games and now are coaches. So that says a lot about what he did for those young men, as people, and the way they thought about, hey, I want to be in coaching, and had a lot to do with that. Just his mannerisms and the way he controlled his team and the way he did his team. So, again, my hat's off to him for, the ability to have these guys on my staff and be able to work with us and, and being bred into the Neville Nation, so to speak, and having great pride in their school. And, I think that's what this school is all about. The people in the community have great pride in the school. The players that played there have great pride in what they've been able to accomplish and what they've done. And, we're just fortunate that they want to come back and be coaches with us, and it makes it nice.
It definitely does. And I know a lot of people are grateful for the time that Coach McCarty put into this school, and now he's leading the school up there, and got the guys coming back. So it's been a good ride for that. But Calvary, Coach, this is a team we've never played before.
No.
It's the first time these two teams have met in the regular season, and go from one good quarterback to another good quarterback, a lot of good offensive weapons. It's been well heralded. Simon, their tailback, maybe one of the best tailbacks in the state. You got Abram Wardell, one of the best quarterbacks in the top 10 quarterbacks in the state, if not top 5, most likely. And the rest of his crew, definitely a different test than you were preparing for up until Tuesday.
Well, I think the one thing that we have an advantage of is no matter what we're doing, how we're doing it, we're going to practice against our offense a considerable amount during practice. And our offense is very similar in a lot of things formationally that we're going to see, so that helps our defense. Our defense, I coached Mark Miller, who is the defensive coordinator, and their defense is similar to ours in alignment and the way they get lined up. And so I think that helps our offense, and because we've done so much against each other and we continue to do that so we can keep up with the speed of the game, I think that helped us in the end of being able to get prepared for them a little bit easier than it would have been, so to speak. It's not a triple option team that we have to go all of a sudden change gears on and try to get ready for, which, always presents problems no matter what. You need as many days as you can get to prepare for triple option football teams. So this day and time anyway.
It's going to be another drive over to Shreveport. We've posted, there's some links out there. They've got a couple of ways to do it. They will accept cash at the gate.
They do.
But they also use the GoFan app. So we'll have a link posted on our network page, as well as the Home and Neville Tiger Football Facebook page for you to purchase your tickets if you want to do that ahead of time. But they will take cash over there at Calvary, and there's some room. We need all the there's plenty of room, plenty of seats. They got a brand new facility over there. What I hear is some of the best concessions in the state. I don't know if that's
they got
true
a guy
or
that
not.
caters them.
Huh?
They have a man that caters them, and supposedly they're really, really good. And look, I want to put a plug in for our Tiger Gridiron Committee. They're selling raffle tickets as well, and it's a bourbon package, and we will be giving it away at halftime of our first home game, which was next week. Yeah,
next week.
So
you can go on Facebook.
Yeah,
we'll
go
share
on
it
Facebook,
on the Neville Tiger Network page. I've shared it if you're friends with me on Facebook.
Yeah,
you can
me
see
too.
it right there. It's all going for a good cause to support these young athletes at Neville, at Tiger Gridiron Committee, and it's a great package.
Right.
So, Christy Vinson and the rest of the Tiger Gridiron Committee is heading that up. So, definitely get your tickets now. It's only $25 for a nice package.
Huge.
It's not
huge package.
a $25 package. So, but definitely doing that. So, get that ready. We'll be drawing that at halftime of the first home game. Holmes County coming next week. So, all right, Coach. as we wrap things up here, final thoughts for keys to victory this Friday.
Well, it's going to be very similar to last week. The quarterback's an excellent football player, and the tailback is more dangerous than what we faced last week, is a tailback. The quarterback's legs are not like Pop's legs, so that they present different problems. He's going to get the ball out on time. He's going to get it to his receivers, and they have an excellent receiver. I think he's committed to Louisiana Tech. And then they've got a really, really good offensive line, and I think that gives them the ability to be able to have him have time in the pocket, which is what we don't want him to have. And so we'll try to pressure him different kind of ways and see if we can get him to throw us a ball, and then we'll offensively we'll line up and we're going to try to control the clock again and run the football, and the passing game will be there if we're able to run the football. And I think that's the important thing. Can we get all that together and continue to get better?
Well, it's week 2. The season has begun. The Tigers are 1-0, looking to go 2-0 this Friday night. We hope everybody can make it over to Shreveport off of Linwood Avenue and watch this one in person. If you can't, you can catch it right here on the Neville Tiger Network and also on the radio on Sunny 98.3. Coach, we appreciate your time. We appreciate all the players. Kaleb and Brody came and joined us. John Kade Lawrence was with us as well. Will Anders over here pushing the buttons, and Justin back in the Sunday 98.3 studios. We appreciate all you do to help us bring this to you each and every Wednesday night. Melvyn and his crew here at Melvin's, and as well as all the fine sponsors. So for Coach Collins, I'm Stewart Shelby saying good night. We'll be back on the air Friday as Neville travels to Calvary. Tune in for that. We appreciate it.